Welcome back to my channel. Today I am downgrading my iPhone 5S from iOS 12.5.7 to iOS 10.3.3 using Legacy iOS Kit. Some Discord users said to downgrade my iPhone 5S to iOS 10.3.3 as it provides better performance and battery life. This only requires a Mac or Linux computer and a USB-A to Lightning cable. This also works for iPad Air, first generation, and most iPad Mini 2 models. So, let's boot up my laptop into Ubuntu and connect my iPhone to my laptop, trusting the connection. Download the Legacy iOS Kit from LukeZGD repository on the GitHub website. Extract the download file and open that folder and open restore.sh file with terminal. Enter your password and select restore/downgrade. Then select iOS 10.3.3, then select download target IPSW. This will download the iOS 10.3.3 IPSW, which requires 2.3 gigabytes of storage. After downloading this IPSW, it's time to downgrade my iPhone 5S to iOS 10.3.3. Select Start Restore, then confirm to send the iPhone to recovery mode. The iPhone briefly flashes an Apple logo before showing an iTunes prompt. I held the power and home buttons for 8 seconds, then released the power button while still holding the home button for another 8 seconds. I tried unplugging and replugging the iPhone over and over, but it is unfortunately bricked. However, when force restarting the iPhone 5S, it shows an iTunes screen, so I repeated the process mentioned earlier in this video, which is Legacy iOS Kit, and when disconnecting and reconnecting the iPhone, it flashes the iOS 10.3.3 IPSW to the iPhone, where it did successfully. Here is the time-lapse of flashing iOS 10.3.3 IPSW to iPhone 5S. While I do it, if you have enjoyed this video so far, please like the video and subscribe to my channel for more videos. So now that the iPhone 5S is successfully downgraded from iOS 12.57 to iOS 10.33, it booted into the iOS 10 setup screen. Now, let's set up the iPhone 5S running iOS 10.33. I pressed the home screen, chose the language and region to English and United Kingdom, respectively, and chose my Wi-Fi network. Then, the iPhone connected to activation servers, and it did activate. I skipped all the other options where possible and agreed to the terms and conditions. After this, the iPhone was greeted with "Welcome to iPhone," and by clicking the Get Started button, it went to the home screen. By checking the iOS version available under Settings, General, and About, I can confirm the iPhone 5S is running iOS 10.33. Let's jailbreak my iPhone 5S to iOS 10.3.3. I am opening the Safari app and going to the TNS Sockport exploit website, where the link is found in the description. Then I'm swiping the slider to the right to run the exploit, and when I see a prompt, click Noot. The device should reboot and show the Zebra app. If this is not working like I did in the first attempt, repeat this jailbreaking process. I successfully managed to jailbreak my iPhone 5S in the second attempt. I have installed a decent amount of older apps, and I'm going to compare the iOS 10.3.3 iPhone 5S with iOS 12.5.7 iPhone 5S. Sure, there are many benefits of downgrading the iPhone 5S to iOS 10.3.3. It can now run legacy 32-bit apps and games like Flappy Bird and iBeer, as well as having better performance compared to iOS 12. iOS 10 is the final iOS version to run 32-bit apps. Leave a comment if you have downgraded your iPhone 5S, iPad Air, or iPad Mini 2 to iOS 10.3.3. Please like and subscribe to my channel to help support.